G'day guys, on today's episode of the Ball Magnets podcast, we have current Norm Smith medalist Bobby Hill, my teammate and Collingwood footballer, who delves into what made his grand final day so special, from his 4 goals to his hanger to his emotional response as the siren went after the game. What I ultimately loved about the chat was the struggles he's had in his life and how he's overcome them. Things as big as testicular cancer, also losing people very close to him in his life before last year's final series and being dropped for a grand final, funnily enough, against the Giants in 2019 before we played them again in this year's prelim. I hope you guys enjoyed the listen.
He's a superstar. He is an absolute superstar, Tom Mitchell. Cripps at the back. Cripps is too good. Yes! Oh, how good was that?
All right, this is going to be one of my favourite episodes. I'm preempting this. My good mate Clayton, some people refer him to him as Norm, for the Norm Smith. I like to call him Clayton, or Bobby, that is. But Bob, great to have a chat with you today. We were just at the club then watching the Fox Footy grand final replay. There were some pretty cool memories that popped up there.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on board. It was good to look back on, the unseen things that you haven't seen before, and outside the obviously grand final. But no, it's great memories and still gives you goosebumps.
It does. There was a genuine Bobby Hill package in there. So basically what they did was they reminisced on key moments in the game, which that first half was the Bobby Hill, Norm Smith territory. He kicked 4 in the first half. When did you sort of know? So your first goal was a set shot. I think Bo set you up.
Yeah, so Bo kicked me my first one. I was lucky, no disrespect to Bo, but lucky he can't kick on his left. Otherwise, I think...
Sure, he chipped it on inside out, didn't he?
Inside out.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get on that one. And then
the second one is the iconic one, which is the one will be shown forever, which you still say sometimes you're struggling from the effects of the altitude when you got caught up in the air.
Yeah, I think I'm still coming down from space. Again, that was probably one of my main favourite ones. I mean, going for a mark all year and pretty much dropped every single one of them. And lucky enough to obviously mark them on the big day. So
at least you've got the ability to get up there, mate, unlike some of us.
Yeah, I think pretty lucky in that attributes. But very grateful.
Yeah, for sure. And how special, what I think gets forgotten with obviously grand final day, you did Bobby things, but also your prelim and playing against your old team in a big game like that can always be pretty tense and things like that. But the prelim as well, I think, did you kick 3 in the prelim? Like you had another big game. Like your whole final series was arguably our best finals player, which is a pretty cool thing to say. I think Crispy might have won the award, but you were right there beside him.
Yeah.
But how, difficult and interesting was that whole dynamic of playing against your old team? Obviously we're both new to the Pies this year, playing against your old team in a big game, and then we end up winning by a point. Like, what sort of emotions were going through your head that game leading into the granny?
Yeah, I think because that Melbourne game is when started off, obviously my final series where I kicked the first.
You kicked your first goal of the game?
Yeah, the first 2, and then just obviously got comfortable from there and played probably obviously my best footy, and then come in the week after beating Melbourne, come and play Giants. I was shitting myself, and to play against them was obviously, what are the odds of that?
Yeah.
But no, again, it was just that whole week was had some personal stuff going on, and to obviously get a chance to go play against the old mob and to win and go play in the grand final. It's can't take that.
I think
can't take it away, and that's just very grateful.
I think that's what gets a little bit forgotten in a lot of footballers' journeys, but yours in particular. Everyone looks at you, Norm Smith medalist now, how super you were for the Pies all season, but your journey in some of the challenges you've faced, like the main one that we were obviously chat about prior to this, but over the last year and things like that, is when you had the battle with testicular cancer and how tough that was, and finding out that news and it ruled you out. What was it, year 2021?
Yeah, 2021. Just that whole year was just like, coming into the year and you're like, all right, I want to have a good year in footy, and just go straight down from there. Obviously, finding out having testicular cancer. I was only 21 at the time, and so new to being a dad. Obviously, living in Sydney, had no family over there, and very grateful to have obviously my family there, my partner and my little one, and couldn't obviously thank them enough to make me be the person I am, I guess, today, and finding out that is obviously why me, and stuff like that. Wouldn't want anyone to go through that, how hard it was. But no, I was very grateful to have the support I had. And in that 2021, it was just, it was a year I want to leave behind. Thank God I had the family I had.
It quickly goes, I assume, from, football and that being your driver and the challenges you face in footy, whether it's with your form or injuries and all these sorts of things, to you have something that becomes life-threatening. That must just be, like, I've never had to experience anything like that, but like how scary is that? Because it almost makes footy irrelevant, I assume. Like that, you didn't care about footy after that. You just worried about your health, obviously your family. You had little Bobby. Was Bobby born yet?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, just pretty much.
Yeah,
brand new at the time.
Yeah, brand new, new toy.
Got him out of the shops.
Yeah.
No, but just finding out that, especially being obviously 21.
Yeah.
I think the odds of being a 21-year-old is very slim to have it. I think it's just more of a 30-plus-year-old, what the doctor was saying. And, my first thing was when I got told was, am I going to die? Like,
is that what you were thinking?
That was my main focus. I was just like, far out, being 21, haven't even, whatever it is in life or whatnot. And I was just, that was the first thing I said in myself. I was like, am I going to die? Like, did I get on top of it quickly? And the doctor said, it's great that you got on it very quickly and, to actually talk about it. Because a lot of men don't like to, if they do that, I have it, they don't really talk about it as much as, you'd love to, obviously want them to do it. But yeah, no, I think I was very lucky to get on top of it and get the right treatment I've got. And very, very grateful and beat it.
So like how long, did you ask the doctor, like if you left it for a period of time longer, like how much worse could it have been? Like, can it turn really quick unless you get the treatment as quick as possible?
Yeah, so when I got the scan, the doctor was like, very lucky you come out this time. I think it was, if you left it maybe a year on or whatever, could have spreaded
through your body.
Through your whole body. And who knows how long it would have been. But yeah, that's what he said to me. He's very, very lucky to, you talked about it and talked up and to obviously get that. Yeah, it's obviously, don't want anyone to go through it, but I guess it's don't be shy and why not just get it out there, talk about it. Yeah, mate, it's great that you can talk about it because I'm sure there are people out there, young males who are in similar situations, and the fact that you did it is super impressive. And then, so how does that help in the way you approach life now? Are you able to like look through a lens and things that may seem minor, able to brush past them? Because even throughout the final season series last year, and you face enormous challenges in your life, whether it be the cancer or things with family. And I know how much you're connected to your family and your culture as well, and having to deal with the loss of family members that you're really close to. Like, you must have a great perspective on life. Well, that's what I get through knowing you pretty well now, is that things that are not very serious, like you've got such a good ability to have a laugh, and like you're the most jovial guy in the locker room, I would say, because you do have that perspective. Yeah, no, exactly right. Like, I look at things now where, the things I went through at a young age, I think it's just made me be, I guess, the man I am now, like how I see life. It's, don't take anything for granted and, share these moments with, your family, your loved ones and whatnot. Like, that's why I love coming to the footy club, especially at, like, Pies. I mean, you say it yourself, like, behind those four walls, I'm a completely different person. Like, I can be the Bobby I am, where I can have a joke and, like, I'll have all these things outside footy and get into those doors. I can just forget about it and be myself. And then obviously once I'm out there, then, like, that's what a lot of people don't understand with footy players. You think they're just going to perform the way they do. And that final series, I remember before the Giants game, I lost my auntie. And that's like, outside the footy club, I was just, didn't want to play or whatnot, but coming into the door, like the footy club, and having all you boys there to take my mind off things, and and just obviously have my partner and my little one there to obviously, get me through it. And that's all about life. It's just, don't take it too serious. It's loving to laugh, and the person I am, joking around. And I feel as though we've bonded over that, like coming from different clubs. We chat about it a little bit, but we both, I guess, experiencing the Collingwood way of going about things, probably led by Fly, and how, being
at footy clubs, it can be a very serious and daunting and ruthless environment. But I feel like Collingwood is very different in that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like we could show our true personalities without that environment that's been created. Do you feel like that? Because last week you're walking around, this is so funny, in the locker room before the game, before training, you're wearing Coxie's size 18 shoes, wearing your big flip-flops, and then you run out in his big 46 jumper, and everyone's like, oh, who's the little league kid that's running around at training? You're on your knees giving out high fives to the boys. Just things like that, just makes you remember why you're playing footy, around the enjoyment. I feel like you're probably the key driver of that within the whole playing group.
Yeah, I think that's running around with Coxie's big shoes. The shoes are nearly bigger than me. And then I don't know what comes into my head when I'm just standing there, I've seen his jersey, I'm like, I'm going to put this on.
Yeah.
And put it on, and then started just thinking to myself, I look like a little Oz kid here.
Well, the sleeves were over your arms, so you had to roll them, but the jumper itself was down past your knee. So you actually look like the little league kid.
Yeah, it looked like back in the day when when you're playing your juniors and you starting very, 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 very early, and it's how cold it is.
Kicking the dew off the ground.
Yeah, doing that. That's what brought back memories where, I'd be running around with a big long sleeve.
The best thing is when you do it though, you don't tell anyone you're about to run a gag. You'll just run out with the long 46 dress on and not do anything, and then we'll be just about to start a drill all right, boys, let's break out. And you'll just see you in the forward pocket just standing there like this.
Even the best thing with the coaches, they don't take it serious.
Yeah.
I think most clubs would be like, what are you doing, mate? Switch on, we're trying to do these fundamentals and whatnot. And you got everyone actually laughing and enjoying you. So that's, again, one thing with Collingwood, once it's time to get serious and play footy, but you can always have that little joke.
Flicking the switch. I think that's what the group is very good at. And being new to the club this year myself, yourself, Dan McStay, Chuka Frampton, Oleg's pretty good at it as well. Leggy's pretty good at having a laugh. But giving those opportunities to have the laugh, have that little mental reset, and then we sort of switch on. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, no, 100%. And again, felt like it feels like for me, and probably yourself as well, we've been there for a long time, even though we've only been there just
I feel like I've been here for 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Even the relationships you've already built.
Yeah. I remember obviously getting drafted and getting into a new club, you're step behind everyone and learn from whatnot. But as soon as you get there, I could be myself, and as in running around with Coxie's shoes on.
Yeah.
Go joke around with someone or whatever it is.
You're always up to something.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to do pranks with Geordie because I think he'd take it a bit too far.
Well, Geordie's probably, I reckon, you, Geordie, Leg, you'll be top 3 at pranks. I want to know what you got in store next, because you're always brewing something. Down in locker 23, down the corner there, you and Steele are always cooking up something, and I just see you snickering away.
When I see all the boys walk in, obviously you got that post in front of me, so as soon as I'm
that's
my head
right.
out, something happens.
Well, you're pretty good at your staple is probably getting in the bin before training.
Yeah.
And you're the only one that can probably fit in there.
That's it.
And so we go say, oh, whoever, Geordie, can you go grab us a footy? Yeah. And then you'll hear the footsteps coming, and that's your cue to come out.
I had a couple, last year with Geordie. Ash is a good one at getting scaring.
Ash Johnson is good, yeah.
Who else is good at scaring? It's a fair few.
Yeah.
I love doing it too.
Well, Crispy had the scare cam for a while, but I feel like you're better at it. You're better at it.
Yeah, I've got him in my back pocket as well.
Yeah, 100%. Did you end up getting a premiership tat? You did?
Yeah, I got one on my rib.
Yeah.
So got that, and then a couple on my hand.
Are they premiership ones as well?
No, this is obviously 23, the number, and then obviously Junior was born on the 23rd.
So 23 is probably your favourite number?
Yeah, that's why I got it.
Yeah.
As soon as before that trade got done, said to my manager, make sure they got
23 available, otherwise I'm not coming.
But that to shrink it a fair bit with Rocker and Kelly
true,
there wearing it. True. All off season, I think they were just put it in the dryer to shrink it for my size.
Yeah, true that. Well, I remember when we were both training out at a friend's gym at Pulse A. Remember that off season? And we were kind of feeling each other out, because I'd heard you were going to Collingwood. And I think we might have trained together.
Yeah.
We'd done a few sessions out there together, and we kind of knew that the other, your deal was pretty much done. You were going to Collingwood
straight away, yeah.
And you were kind of like, "Oh, are you coming?" I'm like, "Oh, I hope so." I don't know what's going on, but I remember that was probably the first time I met you. But what I didn't know and what I learnt today as well is that Collingwood actually tried to get you a year prior when Fly first took over. They tried to get you a year earlier. Yeah. And you were looking at the Bombers as the team you're going to go to, and then it obviously didn't happen. How come the trade didn't go through?
Yeah, thank God that didn't work. But again, I just obviously having that cancer stuff, and just needed a fresh start.
Yeah.
So obviously talking to the Bombers a bit, and I think Fly come in, Collingwood come in maybe 2 days before the trade period was done, and at that time I obviously made my choice that I wanted to go to Essendon, and obviously didn't get done. And And then Fly just said to me, we're coming for you next year. If, have a, if that's fine with you. And I was like, right, done. Like,
So you knew like 12 months out that like that was going to be a pitch later in the year.
Yeah, pretty much like, because I was talking to them pretty much like not the whole year, but like sort of the back end, and didn't really talk to Essendon at all until not at all actually. Sorry, and Fly had a meeting with them when they played Swans up in Sydney, and from then on I was my mind made up and wanted to be at that club. And
to the point where you watched the final, Collingwood versus Freo.
Yeah.
What year would that have been? Would have been 2022 final series.
Yeah.
And you were supporting Collingwood, and you were sitting with your cousin, I think. Were you?
Yeah, I was with Brad and sitting
Brad
there,
Hill, yeah, and he was saying, mate, what are you cheering so loud for
why are you
Collingwood?
cheering so? Like, calm down, but like you're not there yet. Yeah, all right. Again, like never, very grateful for obviously getting drafted and at the Giants, and the stuff you build there, and but again, just needed a fresh start for myself, my family, and very grateful for that. Collingwood, opened their arms up and bring me through, and again, be myself. Yeah. Pretty much played my best footy in my career, and to have that, it's just a trust. And
100%.
And everyone, around the footy club.
How much did you growing up, because you're a little bit younger than Brad Hill and Stephen Hill, who both had, well, Brad's still going. He's won 3 flags, pretty epic career so far. Stephen Hill was a star.
Yeah.
For everyone that remembers him at Freo. How closely did you watch them? Were you guys all close growing up, or have you become closer since footy has brought you guys together? Because I remember after the Siren went in the grand final, and Brad was actually in the rooms post-game. He came down and saw you, and you guys are obviously pretty tight.
Yeah. No, so obviously growing up, my family with being so close, Dad was always telling me, that's you got your cousin Stephen who's just got drafted to Freo, and he was my idol. Like,
he could glide across the ground.
It's just someone like the way he played footy was until Brad come along, and then I followed him a bit, and then he was just great, and then met him a few times, and then I think he got real serious when he got back to Freo.
Brad
first
did?
time I hung out with him and done a few pre-seasons with him, and I think me and him are a lot closer than obviously me and Steve, and I think because obviously we're the loud ones, and annoying.
He's Steve pretty chill.
Steve's a bit chilled and whatnot, but me and Brad are, I think, very, very close. That's another reason why I come to Melbourne, to obviously be alongside, like, close to him. I think we only live literally 2 minutes down the road from each other, and
dangerous.
It's fun, and our little ones are
similar age,
like a week apart. And now they go to the exact same daycare now, and little Harriet's bossing Bob around, telling him
right?
Just showing him the ropes, because she's been there a bit longer, and just to see them two grow up, and to have family like that, it's unbelievable, and to be how close I am with him, and it's just obviously call each other cousins, but he's just my big brother. So
it's pretty cool.
Very, very close, and he's very
And you've got another baby on the way too.
Yeah, I got another boy.
So Collingwood will be hoping that you get to the 100-game mark pretty quick.
Hopefully.
We've got a few Hills coming through the ranks.
Yeah, no.
Steele's obviously just had another boy. He's just had a boy.
Yeah, far out. The
2040-odd premiership team. Should start building one.
Be unbelievable. I think Nick will be like Pendle's running around with the young ones. So
True.
Nick can look after them, and telling Bob what to do, and get another little one on the way. Hopefully 2 forwards will be pretty dangerous.
2 forward pockets. It is cool always seeing the kids in the rooms. Like Bobby, your little Bobby, so Bobby Jr., he's always running the show post-game.
He's only doing little TikTok stuff as well.
He needs an account, mate. He could blow up. I love how you always have to block his ears for the song. He mustn't like the song, does he?
Nah, he's like, what did he do? The first couple of times he used to cry, and then he got used to it. But even like that, like, we can have the kids down there. Like, never been in an environment like that. Like, sometimes I'd try to grab him before, like, walking to sing a song, and he wouldn't come to me, and then I'd look and I'd be seeing this, like, his face. I'm like, what are you doing here? And Ash has got him, or someone else has got him. I'm like, that's just the bond we've got at the footy club, where everyone's kids are like your own and whatnot. So I think he's loving it, and even just thinking now, like, years to come, he's just thinking, like, far out, the way he's gonna be holding himself, saying, I grew up watching all these boys play when I was at a young age, and being cool, around them, and like, even see like Pendles with Jax, like when he brings me into the club, I'm like, I can't wait to do that. Like, bring Bob in.
Yeah, so Jack's just had a day off school the other day, and he was just in the gym with us doing weights, and he's
even kicking
it's
the
pretty
footy
cool,
around
isn't
in
it?
the change rooms. Like again, it's unbelievable, and something like down the track when Bob's a bit older and understanding, where bring him in and he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, run the show like he has been. But the Norm Smith is pretty iconic, and I think you were saying one day you were going to save it to give it to him potentially, or when he's a little bit older, because he obviously not going to remember the game.
Yeah.
But you've played one of the best grand finals ever on the biggest stage, and you were watching Sirioli highlights in the locker room before we ran out.
Yeah.
Bit of motivation.
Morning of. That's like I've never been so I wasn't even nervous even before the grand final. Like the week before, I was shit myself playing the old mob, but like to come in on the biggest stage of doing that, and that you do your routine, go out to brekkie, have whatever you eat for brekkie, and then come home. And I was just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch Sirioli's Norm Smith highlights.
Well, he's a fellow Normie now, so
And I was just sitting there. I'm like, one where he ran down
someone on the wing.
On the wing,
Hutchins,
I
maybe?
almost done that.
Yeah. No, you got someone in the last quarter. Who'd you chase down?
I got Starswitch on one of them, but I almost ran down one of the. What was it? Is it Fletcher? It's his first year.
Yeah.
Almost ran down him, and I just brought back memory. I'm like, almost done that. Like what Cyril done.
So you've almost manifested it into
happening. Just to do that and then get a run down tackle is something I wanted to do on grand final. Like get someone holding the ball.
Yeah.
Even just these little things. I was just like, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But do the team thing first, and then I think again, like you play that selfish role the whole season and
Selfless,
well,
that's what you did. Like for people that watch Collingwood, you played this selfless role a lot of the times on the fat side of the oval, and some days the ball just doesn't come out there, and you never.
Out there sometimes.
How was that?
Feels that alone out there.
Sometimes you probably feel like going to the pie stand and having a Snickers and a Mars bar.
Go have a pie and a can of Coke or something.
But then grand final day, you get what you deserve. You get the ball coming your way, and you're in these one-on-one opportunities and just doing Bobby things, as I like to say.
Yeah.
Even the razzle dazzle, the left foot snap, like that was a pretty special goal.
Yeah. When I dropped it, I was thinking, fire, I can't believe I dropped that one.
Yeah.
And then picked it up. I knew what I was going to do. I don't really get to do those moments like I used to do them, junior footy, and then to do it on a big stage like that, it was just like, I'm going to pretend I'm going to go on my right, but I'm going to kick on my left.
Yeah.
And hopefully don't belly it.
Yeah. Well, maybe that sort of made it more instinctive, because sometimes when you get a set shot in those really close spots, all you're thinking is, I don't want to miss this.
Yeah.
Or even though you flushed your first goal with a set shot and you kicked another one after they took the hanger. But like when you're in that real close range, sometimes a live play is actually better.
Yeah, I think, you'd rather kick him way out than going a bit closer.
Yeah.
But no, again, I think, everything was felt like it was just going my way. Like, couldn't do anything wrong. And besides, I was kicking those last 2 points or whatever.
But even to the point when you talk about selflessness, and it's something that the team is great at, and you lead the charge with a number of other guys with the roles that you guys play, but you could have easily slotted a fifth if you wanted to. When you had that shot potentially on the boundary, you were going to snap or drop punt, and you squared it up to Pendles, which I just thought summed up you as a person and as a player to, first of all, see that. Like for that play to happen, you need two guys on the same page for that split second, which could be less than half a second to lock eyes and for you to pull the trigger that quick. What was going through your mind when you did that?
Yeah, well, when I got the mark, I was like looking at, so I remember Sidey was just telling me to slow down. I was just looking at him and said, what do I, snap it or drop punt? And he's just like, do it, like do what you do. And I'm like,
So you asked him?
Yeah, and I was just like, snap or drop punt? And he just like, I think he turned around. I'm like, and that
should have said left foot checky.
Yeah, should have said a play on. But no, like going back and like in that pre-game, I was kicking it from there and I was just missing everything. And I was just like, didn't have the confidence in myself to go try snap it or drop punt. And then so I was going to snap it anyway if Pendles didn't obviously get in that hole where it was free. Looking around a bit and then have him on the same page as me and then give it off to him, like finish it off and
pretty
kick his first goal
iconic play
in the grand final. So hopefully I can get something off him from that. But
bottle of red, isn't that what you're asking for?
Yeah, just to put up in the house, have it signed from him.
Nice bottle of, what is he? He loves his red, so he'll give you something nice, surely.
Yeah, hopefully, if you listen to this, Pendles.
Yeah. I don't know if he does listen to this, but he was saying today he played in 5 grannies. That was the first goal he kicked, so I reckon he owes you something.
Yeah, hopefully.
Keep just throwing the price up.
I will.
He can afford it. He can afford it, yeah.
Hey, Bruce, be right.
Yeah. What about when the siren went? Because your reaction's actually kind of funny. You know, everyone responds differently. Some guys drop, some guys run to the crowd. I don't know what you were doing. What were you doing?
Yeah, well, I don't know if like ever done it when you were a kid. You know, like you manifest these like little things when you were younger, like in the backyard, pretend you won a grand final, how you react and whatnot. Mine was always like I'd fall back on
That's
my
what
back.
you thought you would do?
And even like when you get your medal, like it always like, you know, do something. But when it happened, I just went totally blank and didn't even get the chance to even do that. So I seen Geordie and Jamie Elliott ran to the crowd and I took off there and I'm like, switched. I'm like, I don't even know no one here to celebrate. And so I ran back and then seen the boys up together and I just ran over and hugged them.
Did you feel awkward when you were celebrating by yourself?
I felt stupid running over there and then I was just like, what am I doing? Like I have no idea who's here. So then I high-fived someone and then took off the other way. Yeah. And I just thought to myself, I hope the camera didn't get that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, they got it, mate, because you won the norm. The camera's gone straight to you.
I looked that stupid and then, obviously celebrated with the boys. And then another one when I seen Nev Jeddah, he's, he was a big mentor he was another one that got me over to Collingwood as well. So went straight to him and shared a little moment with him. And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable to do that. And then obviously having the little one run on the footy field.
That would have been the most special part.
Yeah, I was just hoping, because sometimes when I go like this, he just runs straight past me.
Yeah.
I was just hoping he didn't do that. And I was just like, if he runs past me and this is on camera, I look stupid. But he ran up, hugged me, and I was like, no, share that moment with them. It's unbelievable. And, got a good photo on my phone, like on my screen savers, obviously me and him, where he's in that confetti and, he's loving it and just like
making snow angels.
Yeah. Even though, it's just like stuff like that I look back at. And
so cool.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And when did they tell you? Because you were saying that they tell you you've won kind of like the Anzac Day medal. They tell you that you've won the norm prior to it actually being announced. So you mentioned that you didn't actually hear it the first time because you're in such a blur.
Yeah.
And then you had to start to think about, okay, I actually got to talk in a second. What do I do here?
I remember, we had an Indigenous camp this last year where Jason Johannesson said, I was just like, what did you do? Like, how do you know you won it? And he said, you actually get told. And I was like, oh, that doesn't, like, that ruins everything. And he was like, yeah, no, but it's, it's good so you can thing yourself for it, like get yourself ready. And then I was just totally forgot about that until the lady told me, and then that brought back in my memory. And I'm like, oh, they actually tell you.
Do they give you some messages of what you need to say, or they just say, you go for it, do what you want, but just be ready to talk?
She just said, like, congratulations, like you won the Norman Smith. I'm like, went blank.
Wow.
And just swore. I'm like, as if I just done that. Like, obviously, that's something I didn't go out there to do. Like, I wanted to go win a medal, a premiership with, all my mates, and to do that, and then to have that as obviously, a great achievement for myself and obviously my family and whatnot. But yeah, they tell you, and then like they just said, have a speech ready or whatever it is. And obviously, I'm not going to write it like, I'm not.
Yeah. Go start taking some notes on the side.
Yeah. But like if you look at when I was talking, like I stuffed it up a little bit where I was trying to say one thing and I'm just like.
Mate, you're speaking in front of 100,000 people and probably millions around the country.
Yeah.
Mate, I should have I was waiting for my shout out for lacing you up for your second goal.
Yeah, should have said thanks, Stitch.
Cheers, Stitch.
But no, again, didn't have a speech ready, obviously. But to do that and, again, went totally blank. And even again, like, I was hoping I didn't stuff up. You know when you put the medal over the kids?
That's all I was thinking about. It's the routine of... medal. You don't want to miss the handshake. There's always one that misses the handshake. I think it was Bo this year. If you would pick anyone, it'd be Bo.
Yeah. See, like, that's something like I thought to myself, like, I'll pull the hat out first and hopefully put that on properly. And then made sure I shook his hand first. If I didn't like do that and he didn't do it, then I'd look even like stupid on TV.
True.
But my first one was shake his hand, give him the hat, then
get
grab
the hat
the medal.
right.
And then that moment there, like I had to, when I was younger, I used to be like, this is what I'm going to do if I ever win a grand final. Like, put two hands up, and I just went blank, and I was just
forgot about it.
What do I do? So I held the medal and just like, done that. But again, I was just like, still can't believe how. Again, like it's a dream come true as a young kid who, talk about this for everyone, like how they, won that medal and to actually achieve it.
You got two.
It's unbelievable.
Clinging them together all Mad Monday.
Ting.
So, boys, I'm only responding to Normie today, so if you call me Bobby, you probably won't hear it.
You can hear me when I was walking down somewhere.
Yeah.
Coming along.
Well, speaking of hats, mate, you got a cool hat on, which actually goes with your new shirt. Which, what do you think of it?
It's great.
A bit of blue on blue for you today.
Ball magnet. I'm not a ball magnet, but I feel like I'm.
You're a Norm magnet. I'll get an M put for you.
No, it's great. Fits perfectly. And
so that's a new merch range which we're going to throw out soon. So, mate, you're the first to get it. So,
thank you.
Yeah, do you like the weight of it? I tried to get like some actual real quality tees, mate. So shout out to Colour Plane, a friend of ours, Tommy Wilson, who helped put them together.
Perfect.
Yeah, you happy with it?
Want a hoodie from him too.
Yeah, we'll get a hoodie. Yeah, true.
They're all sold out. Can't get one.
Well, mate, if you get given a car, you should surely be able to get a hoodie. That can't be too hard.
Yeah, Tommy, if you're watching this, bro.
Yeah, and what about moving forward, Bob? Before we begin to wrap things up a little bit, but what else do you want to achieve? Because you could say, how old are you now?
23.
23.
24 in Feb.
Scary. And we're playing, obviously, the Giants opening round, but what do you want to achieve with your footy this next few years moving forward? Because, you've had a real taste of success this last little bit. It's probably the best and most special parts of your life, especially after everything you've been through. And one thing I forgot about as well was you actually were dropped for a grand final as well.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation before too. It's not nice.
Yeah, I remember watching, I think it was the other night, when you were talking about it, when you got dropped before it and then obviously losing one.
Yeah. Well, you were dropped for the Giants v Tigers granny.
Yeah. I remember I think it was one of the emergencies, but I think if it was an emergency on, I think I was going to play or Lockie Key for one of us. But yeah, it just makes you hungry. And I remember winning the finals before to get into the grand final. Just thought to myself, no one's taking my spot. No one's. This is my spot.
As in 2019
no,
when it happened, or this year?
Yeah, so this year, when we obviously. And the funny thing is we beat Collingwood when I was at the Giants to get into the grand final.
I was at that game. That was one of the best games I've ever been to live because they were coming home like a hurricane and you guys were hanging on for dear life. Yeah,
it was an unbelievable game. I can look back on that and I knew a bit after the game where I knew I wasn't going to play. I was always, that whole year where I was always, a backup for someone gets injured or whoever it was. So but then I thought to myself, all right, I'm going to play in a grand final in my first year, and then to get dropped, it was just as everyone would be, very shitty and whatnot. So to win and to play in a grand final this year, I just thought to myself, this is my spot. I've earned it. No one's taking this away. This is my spot. Get to play in a grand final. Achieve that and to look on the ground and to look around everyone and at the crowd and whatnot. It's we're here in the last dance. It's fun and everyone's watching us. There's no more after this. It's just this game.
This is it, well, mate, it's back to work as Fly says now. It's been awesome to achieve it, but mate, we're getting smacked at pre-season again. You're breaking every test, every invented, the 10-metre test, the agility. I'm down the bottom, but you're flying. But what I've actually found that helps with my training at the moment, I'm actually using this product called Modex. So if you want to give it a try, I've got a shot of it here for you.
Yeah, I want to give it a go.
Hey, give it a go. Well, you probably need a drink, mate. You've been talking about your Norm for the last 30 minutes. So I've been using this for probably a year now.
Yeah.
And what I find is it helps with my training intensity so much. So I use it before every main session, my recovery. So it's got natural anti-inflammatory properties. It's berry flavour. Give it a taste and tell me what you reckon.
Might make me run a bit longer and longer distance.
bit more endurance. Well, funny you say that because all the Ironmen, this is what they use as well. So, mate, you might break the 2K test as well.
It's very nice.
Oh, the speed, it's yum, isn't it?
It goes down well.
Because I normally find with some of these supplements, they don't actually taste too good.
Yeah.
But I love the berry flavour, and it's from a pine extract from a forest in France. So natural anti-inflammatory properties. So, mate, let's get some Modex into you the next couple of weeks. You'll be the endurance and the speed king by the time you're done.
Yeah, well, I might have to drink these more often.
Good little shout out for him.
Nice.
But mate, thanks so much for jumping on. It's been awesome to chat. I think what gets forgotten with you is your journey and still at 23 and some of the challenges you face, but the way that you carry yourself is just so impressive. So
no, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's been unreal. Our first year. I feel like I've known you for years and years as well. Don't you reckon?
Yeah, 100%.
Like when we used to hang out with Brad, bloody out and about, and now I finally get to know the real Bob. So
yeah, no, it's great. Thanks for having me, and I'll be taking these.
Drink up, get that endurance up, mate.
Flying.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, bro.
Epic. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Did you actually like it?
I actually did.
Good. Take a few if you want, mate. They're actually so good for you.
I'm actually gonna be. I was a bit flat Monday, so.